the first step of becoming a master communicator, which is a person who knows the right time and place to connect through digital means and the right time and place to put the phones and computers aside and have a direct conversation, is strong communication with self. Communication within yourself sets the foundation for all of your external communication. Digital technology is a gift. We can run the world through our phones. Am I right? I mean, we can do everything and anything. But with that gift comes a lot of distraction. And with all of these distractions, it becomes easy and common for us to move away from ourselves and escape who we are and what we're going through. Like many of you, when I'm going through a tough day where I don't want to deal with what I'm feeling and I don't want to think about the situation I'm in, I numb myself by watching a whole season of a show on my phone or hopping on social media for the good old SNC, scroll and compare. When we mindlessly scroll on our phones, comparing our lives to the perceived realities of those we see on social media, and then feeling kind of crappy about ourselves and going around and around in this cycle that all the while is moving us further and further away from connecting with ourselves. There was a study done in the International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health that looked at the connection between PSU, which is problematic smartphone use, a person's inability to regulate their use of the mobile phone, that connection with Instagram use and self-esteem. And what authors found is where there was an increase of Instagram use, that led to an increase of problematic smartphone use, which led to a decrease in self-esteem. This goes to show that when we look to these applications to make ourselves feel better and to step away from dealing with what we're feeling, it can have the opposite effect. So I'm going to give you a quick, simple practice to start to get in strong communication with self, and it's this. When you wake up every day in the morning, after you open your eyes, go to the bathroom, do your business, come back to your quiet space, and ask yourself this one question. How am I feeling? That's it. Take 5 to 10 minutes, grab pen to paper, don't type it on the notes app on your phone, but put pen to paper, because when we practice the art of writing, we activate more parts of the brain. And neuroscientist Daniel Willingham has noted that students can remember what they think about. And what that means is when you're writing, you're having to think about the letters and think about what you're putting on that piece of paper, as opposed to when we mindlessly type. So practice putting pen to paper and let yourself free write. How am I feeling? The first few times it may be, I don't know why Renee made me do this stupid practice and nothing is happening. That's okay, keep writing. Because what you're going to start to do is pull those thoughts from your subconscious mind, which we don't often think about, into your conscious mind through your hand and onto the page. And this is so powerful because it's like a brain dump. And what you can do after those 5 to 10 minutes is look back at what you wrote, and sometimes you will be so shocked because you'll think, oh, I thought I was over that fight with my friend, but apparently I'm not. I'm still talking about it. Or, oh, I guess I'm really stressed out about that test. Ooh, I thought I was cool, calm, and collected. And this allows you to start to tune in, tap into yourself. Figure out who you are, what you want, not what Judy or Sally or Sam wants on Instagram. And checking into their lives, check in with yourself. And when you do this, you will see how much happier you become and how much more effective your communication with others becomes. Because now you've started your day with you. So you're grounded. And when you move into your classes and you're speaking to your family, now you're from a centered and aligned place. And then do this again before bed. How am I feeling? Let yourself free write 5 to 10 minutes. Get all that junk out of your head of what you dealt with during the day, and then you can sleep more peacefully. So step 1, communication with self. Most vital, most important communication that we have. Now, once you get in communication with yourself, step 2 is being that person everywhere you go and in everything you do. One of the most common traps that I see people fall into is what I call keyboard confidence. Keyboard confidence is that raw and unfiltered confidence that's only behind a screen and while you're typing on a keyboard. For example, have you ever gone on Facebook or Instagram and you see a post by a friend or family member that you know really well, posting about something that makes you go, whoa, who wrote this? Because it's not my friend, and they would never have the confidence to say this in person. That is keyboard confidence. And if we want to be master communicators and have the best that life has to offer, then we must be the same person that we are in real life behind that screen. Because then it becomes easy. We're not trying to remember who we are and which persona we put on or which mask we put on Instagram versus when someone saw you in your neighborhood. Simplify. Forget about the filters. Forget about posting what feels good in the moment because you know no one's going to ever address you about it. A great way to practice stepping out of keyboard confidence and into all-around authentic confidence is to ask yourself 2 questions before you post anything, text anything, or email anything. Would I be comfortable saying this in person? It's that easy. And if the answer is yes, great, post away. If you'd feel comfortable having this same conversation, if you're face-to-face with someone, great, post it, text it, email that email. But if the answer is no, I encourage you to reframe what you're texting or posting and only write what you would be comfortable talking about face-to-face. That is how you practice becoming a master communicator. And the second question is to ask yourself, before you send out that text without thinking about it, before you send out that email, does what I am writing represent me and my intention? I cannot tell you how many times I have quickly sent out an email without thinking about it because I'm doing 10 things at once like we do. And I look at the email and I go, oh my goodness, not only are there 27 grammatical errors, but the tone of this email is completely opposite of what my intention was. And this is how we create problems in our relationships, at work, at school, by not taking the time to practice the pause. One single pause to ask yourself those 2 simple questions. Would I be comfortable saying this, talking about this in person? And does this represent me in the way that I intend?